How's it going? David here. Today is Friday, so that means it's Financial Fridays. Um, a lot of people ask me my opinion of cryptocurrency and kind of wanted to know it. Um, Cryptocurrency is as basically like an asset that you can buy, like gold or anything like that, right? It's a digital asset, is all it really is. It's a currency that people use to exchange, you know, for money, as in physical dollars. You can exchange it for that, through just a bunch of different websites and stuff like that. You know, transferring from one bank to the next, all sorts of stuff. It's just another type of currency um, that. But the thing is with that currency, is really not really worth anything. Like the dollar, right, or $100 bill, right? All it is a piece of paper. So what is that worth really? It's nothing. It's worth nothing. It's only worth what we as society agree that it's worth, right? And the government says it's worth this, and then we go, yeah, sure, it's worth that, right? And that's always changing, especially these days, like with inflation. Like maybe, a year ago, you could buy with one physical dollar, you could buy a loaf of bread. Now that you need maybe $1 and some change, right, to buy that same loaf of bread. So it's just something that society agrees that is worth X. And even for what I do, comic books, right? We as a society in this comic community say this comic, this action number one, is worth 2 million of these dollars from the United States, right? That's what we agree it's worth, right? There's no real value in a comic book other than reading it, right? You could read it and you have, pages with art on it, but it's just a piece of paper, right? You can download that thing for free, if you want the story, print it off for, whatever the cost of ink is. So we as a society put value on different things. So cryptocurrency is another one of those things. We as a society said, you know what? This digital money, it's worth something. And as of today, I don't know, what is the price? Let's look at the price. As of today, it is worth, us as a society think it's worth $36,000 for one of these coins, right? And it's constantly going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Big crash here, back up, right? But overall, I think it's down the last 3 months. But if you look at the year, it's massively high. So yeah, we the society this deem that, Ethereum, Dogecoin, whatever, which was made as like kind of like a joke. And if you look at it now, let's see where it's at. It's up to like 30 cents. 30 cents. Its peak was around, what did the peak get up to? 60 cents? 70 cents? Dang. And look, it was like pretty much nothing. So I have cryptocurrency. I don't have any Dogecoin. I have Ethereum and Bitcoin, because I like to diversify in a bunch of different. I like to take risks too. So I got into Bitcoin when it was around 4,000 a coin. Then it peaked, and I bought more at its peak, lots more, when it was at 19, and then it dropped all the way down to 3 or something. And I was like, oh, stupid. But then it went back up. I bought in here and there, not too much. I think I have 40 to 50,000 in crypto, something like that. Between Bitcoin and Ethereum, I have some other random coins, but mostly crypto and Bitcoin. Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I haven't looked at it in a while. I kind of like, that's how I like to invest. I just make a decision, put it in there, forget about it, because I just don't want to, like, once I make a decision, I think it's solid. Because here's my thinking, right? There's a lot of uses for this, and it just makes sense. Crypto, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Ripple, whatever, or a brand new one that has been invented, I do think there will be a digital currency, and that is going to be the currency of the future. It makes sense one way because we do so much interactions with people from different countries. Like, it's annoying doing all those exchanges and stuff. And I'm talking like people that spend lots and lots of money, not just I go to another country, right? So that is one reason why this is like a universal money system. Another reason I see is this is kind of weird thinking, but if you look at any sci-fi movie that has to do with the future, not any, but most, all of them tend to have like this universal, they either call them credits, units, something like that, right? And they have this kind of universal currency that they all use. And that's basically like cryptocurrency. But, they've had this in movies forever. And I think a lot of times artistic people that do, whether it's music, myself, or like movies, writers, directors, all that kind of stuff, they kind of have to think out of the box. And so they come up with these weird ideas. So I don't know, however long ago someone came up with probably like the idea of this, or they read something and thought it was kind of cool. And, they put it in the film or whatever so the masses can see. And then that sparks people who are actually really smart, like mathematically and scientifically smart. And then they go, oh, that's an interesting concept. I wonder if that can actually happen. And maybe down the line they actually do that. It influences them. I think people just influence people, and then we get to a certain point. And I think the general public think some kind of digital currency is the future. So if the general public and the people that are pushing things forward think that, like how Elon Musk is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna accept this, I'm gonna do that, and all these other, like, I think what's that guy's name who owns the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban, like I think he accepts cryptos at his Mavericks stadium, right? It's like people see this stuff and then they're like, yeah, that's the future. So then they push it forward and then it just becomes the future. So I think some kind of digital currency will be the future, and I think it will be in our lifetime. I think the dollar will still exist, but I don't know which one. I couldn't tell you. But one of these will be a future currency that we all use right down the line. I mean, think of it now. Like our bank accounts, we have a credit card or a debit card, and it's just a number on a screen. Like, how many people actually use cash? I personally have not used cash in many, 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 many years. Like, I never use cash. Visa, who some people forget, is an actual company, and they make the credit cards and all that kind of stuff, and your debit cards, and same with MasterCard. They want to go, I think it's something like 2030 or 2035, they want to go to a cashless society, at least in the United States. They don't want cash. Cash is a competition for them. They want you ringing up, because every time you swipe your card, they get a percentage from it. It's called a merchant's fee. And then also, if you go in debt on your credit card, then they get the interest fee, right? So they don't want cash. Cash is bad for them, and that's direct competition. So they want to wipe that out. And I agree with them. Cash is kind of pointless. So everything is digital anyways. So we're moving to a digital dollar currency, right? Because everything is literally just through the internet, right? You look at your bank account, you look at your iPhone or whatever, and it's just a number on a screen. Like, you don't have physical money. So yeah, I think this is inevitable. Which one it's going to be, I have no idea. I'm hedging my bets on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then I could be completely wrong. But that's kind of like my take on cryptocurrencies. And it's always going to be in the news. It's crashing, and then all of a sudden it's going to rebound and stuff like that. Because the problem is, a bunch of people don't know what to do with it. There's a lot of systems that are already built not, to incorporate this. So it's going to take a long time for the general public to accept it. And until it stabilizes, it won't. Because if it's constantly going up and then down, imagine it's like, oh, I bought this car, I bought a Tesla for $35,000 in cryptocurrency. And then all of a sudden, Tesla gets $35,000 in cryptocurrency from you, and then Bitcoin drops in half. Well, that $35,000 is now $17,000. So it's like, well, I really didn't make that much money. So yeah, things kind of have to stabilize, and it'll be a while. But I think it is the future. All right. Hope you like this Financial Fridays. Have a good weekend.